Hi, this is Chris, Chaplain Account Motor Legends. Today I'm going to be talking about a suit from the Finnish brand Rukka. It's called the Explore-R suit and it's supposed to be an adventure suit. The Explore-R, which we're going to be discussing today, is a classic Rukka outfit. Rukka is one of the most respected and prestigious names in the world of motorcycle apparel. Their stuff is not inexpensive, but most people will accept that nobody makes gear that is better quality, more reliable, more protective, and more waterproof. It's a reputation that the brand has built up over a period of almost 40 years. Today, Rukka in modern parlance would be considered to own the winter commuting space. If somebody is facing a significant daily commute 12 months of the year, and if the requisite funds are available, it will almost invariably be the Rukka brand that one turns to. And part of the reason for that is that Rukka is the preeminent name when it comes to laminated gear. And that comes from Rukka's long association with Gore. Between them, Gore and Rukka pretty much wrote the Bible on laminated motorcycle wear. The most waterproof, most breathable and most robust laminated construction is known as 3-layer Pro Shell, and that's a construction that's used across a lot of Rukka garments and indeed in the Explore-R that we're going to be talking about today. But the waterproofing element is only part of the Rukka proposition. Rukka uses throughout their garments only the best components. So we're talking about Cordura fabrics, YKK zips, the largest bespoke level 2 D3 armor, D3O armor and so on. Rukka is a brand that you very much can depend on. If you're going to be riding 15 to 20,000 miles a year, it's the brand you need, which is why it's the first choice of high mileage commuters and professional riders like the police alike. Truth be told, the Explore-R has much in common with many other Rukka 3-layer Pro Shell jackets. Main difference, I suppose, is that it is styled more in the mould of an adventure jacket. Although our view is that you're never actually going to ride this jacket off-road, nor would you want to ride anywhere that was particularly hot in the Explore-R. First thing is, it's an incredibly heavy jacket. Yes, it's got lots of vents, but those vents are never going to overcome the effects of having a laminated membrane surrounding the body in the first place. Now, we all feel heats differently, but as the temperatures start to rise towards the high 20s, the Explore-R is going to become increasingly unbearable, increasingly unwearable. This is an adventure jacket only by dint of its styling. Those styling cues are, of course, these 4 external flap pockets. It's the belt, the center belt at the waist that allows you to cinch it in and loosen it out, and of course a slightly lower hemline. Now Rukka, back in Finland, offers this jacket in black and in a more adventure-oriented colourway, but the UK importer is only bringing it into the country in black, and I think that may reflect the fact that even the importer believes that despite the adventure styling, the Explore-R will rarely stray from the black top. The 3-layer Pro Shell material from which the Explore-R is constructed comes from Gore as a Cordura material to which the Gore-Tex membrane has already been laminated. It represents the last word in waterproofing. Now, to properly construct a Gore-Tex laminated jacket, it's very complex and very time-consuming, and it's why such garments are rarely inexpensive. But that's why also Gore-Tex garments are guaranteed for life. Now, you can never technically guarantee that you're not going to get wet in the Explore-R, but you can be sure that the membrane is probably not going to leak. Now, all the zips on the Explore-R are covered by storm flaps, some on the outside, some on the inside. So it's most unlikely that rain's ever going to pass through those zips and reach the body. The truth is that 90% of claims about water ingress on jackets end up being attributable to partially undone zips. But on the Explore-R, if the zips are fastened, you are not going to get wet. In terms of protection, you get these overlays on the shoulders and elbows of 1500 denier Cordura. And pretty much motorcycle fabrics don't get any stronger, they don't get any tougher than that. You get level 2 armor in the elbows, the shoulders and in the back. And here on the chest, you've got 2 level 1 protectors either side of the main zip. But the difference with Rukka is that their armour is absolutely huge. It's made by D3O, but they don't take D3O off the shelf. They have armour made specifically for them to their specification. What that means is that an AA rated Rukka jacket, and this is indeed an AA rated jacket, is going to be more protective than pretty much any other AAA rated technical jacket. That's because, firstly, the larger armour is going to give you a greater surface of impact protection if you do come off the bike and hit something. But armour also plays a crucial role when it comes to abrasion resistance. So having this large level 2 armour throughout the jacket means that it adds to the jacket's level of abrasion resistance. And that's something that, unfortunately, the EN17092 standard doesn't take into consideration at all. The Explore-R is going to vent as well as pretty much any Rukka jacket, although the vents, it has to be said, are not as large as those that you will find on some brands. In particular, I'm thinking of Klim. You get 2 vents on the chest. You've got incoming vents here on the bicep and 2 more exhaust vents on the back. You've got full length vents that run up the side of the flanks, and you've got 2 large exhaust vents behind the shoulders. Now, there are lots of ways to adjust the Explore-R for fit and for comfort. We particularly like a centre belt because it allows us to make the jacket fit a wide variety of sizes. It also allows you to put layers in, so you loosen it up to put layers in and tighten it up if you're riding, for example, in the summer. The Rukka belt is a particularly good one. Its centre belt is a particularly good one. It's very effective and very robust. You've got volume adjusters here on the biceps and on the forearms, again, to enable the jacket or to enable the sleeves to accommodate some kind of lining or a thermal lining if you're wearing one in the winter months. You've got stretch panels under the arm that just allow the arms a little bit more freedom of movement, and at the back to the same end you've got concertina stretch panels, just allow you to articulate a little bit more on the bike. Now, adventure riders like pockets, and indeed this jacket has the 4 pockets that one would expect, the 2 ones here, the 2 ones below, all of them flat pockets obviously. The top ones are not really water resistant, the bottom ones are. There are no inside pockets in the Explore-R, and that's because in this area inside the jacket they have pockets to take the chest protectors, but you do get a large pocket on the back of the jacket. Now, most of the other stuff on the Explore-R, I've got to say, is just detail. So things like the storm collar that is attached so you can't lose it. It goes into a compartment at the back of the neck with a zip. You've got a neoprene collar here, runs around the top, and that does 2 things. It's comfortable against the neck, but it's designed to catch the rain if the rain is coming down your helmet and trying to find its way into the jacket. You've got lots of reflective piping, reflective banding here on the front, on the arms, and of course on the back of the jacket. You've got GTX cuffs on the Explore-R. Now, they're fantastic. Basically, the neoprene portion goes inside the cuff of the glove. You then put the cuff over it. You then bring the cuff of the jacket over the top. And what that means is that water can't run down into the sleeve, nor can water come up and find its way into the hand from the front, as it were. You've also got, to accommodate that, you've got zips here at the end of the cuffs, and then you've got Velcro flaps to enable you to cinch that around the glove. The back is it has a lowered tail. The Explore-R has a lowered tail, and we like that. That's the way a motorcycle jacket should really be configured. You've got a connecting zip to allow this to be connected to any Rukka pant, or indeed a Halvarsens pant. If you are wearing a jean and not a Rukka pant, or not a pant with a zip, then you've got a crotch strap that can come around underneath and keep the jacket in place. The jacket goes from a frankly tiny 46 size right up to a pretty huge 66. But there's one thing that the Explore-R doesn't have, and that's any kind of thermal liner. Now, with most jackets, that doesn't really bother us. We actually prefer it if we can provide our own solution in terms of insulation and thermal lining. But I've got to say that at this end of the market, at this kind of price, I think we might have expected one. As is nearly always the case with a suit, the lower half, in other words, the trouser half, is going to match the jacket in terms of fabrics and construction. And that's very much the case here with the Explore-R. The 3-layer Pro-Shell chassis is reinforced in the hips and the knees with those super strong overlays of 1500 denier Cordura. In the seat of the pant, you've got what Rukka call their air cushion system. And basically, that's a system of uncrushable vented 3D pipes that run throughout the seat. Just allows the membrane to do its job a little bit more effectively. You've got a panel of leather in the seat of the pant that stops you sliding around on the saddle. You also get leather running up the inside of the legs, and the idea is that that's going to give you better purchase on the tank if you do end up standing on the pegs. You also get some stretch panels here at the upper part of the legs and in the crotch. Again, that's there for a little bit of extra comfort. You've got these two vents here, incoming vents here. You've got two matching external vents at the back of the leg. On either leg, you get a flat pocket, a non-waterproof flat pocket. At the waist, we've got an adjustable waist belt, and it's a fantastic belt. It's a very robust system, works really well, better than any system we've come across on any other pant. The Explore-Rs also come with braces. That's what one would expect of Rukka, but I think they are totally necessary in a pant that is this heavy. This is a heavy pant. It's got a heavy material. It's a 3-layer Pro shell. It's got the overlays of Cordura. It's got level 2 armor in the knees and the hips. It's fine if you've zipped into the jacket, but if you arrive somewhere, unzip the jacket. If you don't have braces on, the trousers are just going to fall to the floor. So the braces, I think, are particularly necessary. The legs on the Explore-R are wide enough to take pretty much any adventure boot. We've got our dummy here wearing a set of pretty heavy-duty Klymit adventure boots. They go over nice and easily. You've also got long zips that run up the side of the pants and Velcro flaps at the bottom to enable you to cinch the bottom of the leg around the boot. The trousers run like the jacket from a pretty diminutive 46 up to a quite sizable 66. Now technically the Explore-R pant should be available in 3 leg lengths, but the UK importer is only bringing them in short and regular. If you do want a longer leg, they are available by special order. Now I've not got much more that I can add to the Explore-R pants. Given what the jacket is, the pants are pretty much what you'd expect, and as with the jacket, unfortunately, there's no thermal liner. It was, I believe, Klim who first promulgated the idea that an adventure suit should have a laminated membrane, and it's an alluring proposition. Laminated suits will never wet out, so you'll always stay dry. Jackets and pants with laminated membranes will also vent better, because when you open a vent zip, the air will pass straight through to the body. So a laminated suit is going to be good. It will work well across a wide array of climatic conditions. But I suppose it depends on your definition of adventure riding. Now in the US, you may ride 100 miles, maybe more, to get to the beginning of the trailhead. You then may ride a trail that's often not much more than a fire road, and that's not going to be necessarily particularly technical. And for such adventure riding, a laminated suit may be absolutely perfect. But if your definition of adventure riding encompasses deserts, crossing deserts in searing heat, or working up a sweat on technical routes, then the last thing you want is a laminated jacket or a laminated pant or a laminated suit. In fact, the more extreme the riding you undertake, the less you want a membrane anywhere near your body. And that's why for us, the Explore-R is certainly not a serious adventure suit. Also got to be said, it weighs an absolute bloody ton. Now, if you want a Rukka suit and you want an adventure suit, you'd be better off going for their Trek-R with its removable membrane, or even the Remo-R. Now, the Remo-R is still laminated, but it's a 2-layer laminated. It's a much lighter, softer fabric. It's going to be much nicer to wear. And so we come back to our original assertion. The Explore-R is a fabulous suit. It is very impressive. I think it's going to be popular with GS riders, but emphatically it's not, as we've mentioned, an adventure suit. But for adventure bike riders in the UK, I think this could become a brilliant winter commuting suit. It is superbly made. It should be eating up the miles well after Rukka's 6-year warranty has come to an end. There's not a suit out there that's going to be more waterproof, especially given that the laminated membrane is guaranteed for life. You've got huge level 2 armor. That means that this suit is going to be as protective as anything on the market. It comes with lots of vents, and it's got plenty of useful and pleasing detail. But this is not going to be an easy suit to wear. It's going to be nowhere near as comfortable as the superb and stretchy Rukka Nivala, whilst 2-layer laminated suits like the Klim Latitude and Rukka's own Calyx are going to be much easier to live with. So we do not think that the Explore-R is the right suit for the occasional weekend rider. If you do less than 10,000 miles a year, I don't think you're going to enjoy living with the Explore-R. Frankly, there are going to be better options. The Explore-R is expensive, but looking at it, there's really no reason why it wouldn't be. The missing element, of course, is the thermal liner. And if you were to add Rukka's own Downex top and bottom to the Explore-R, you'd be adding another £360 to an already expensive suit, and it would bring the suit in at just a little over, or I think actually just a little under, £2,700. Now, that's a lot of money, but it's got to be said that this is a lot of suits. There aren't many riders who need a suit this good, and there are none who need anything better, if such a suit existed. Well, I hope you found that interesting. If you want to see more Rukka gear, visit the website motorlegends.com. If you want to learn more about the Explore-R, then if you click on one of the links on the screen, sometimes they're up there, sometimes they're down there, that will take you directly to the relevant section on the website. There you can check out the spec in a little bit more detail, you can check availability, and obviously if you want to buy the suit, you can do that there and then. Now, when you buy from us, we try to make the process simple, straightforward and risk-free as we possibly can. There's no delivery charge on any item of protective wear that you buy from us. Returns are totally free, and what's more, we give you a full 12 months in which to decide whether you do want to return something to us. We have the best price promise in the business. Now, John Lewis was rightly famed for its never knowingly undersold price promise. We go one stage better. If you can find anybody selling anything that we sell at a price that is lower than ours, we will beat that competitor's price by a full 10%. There are a few terms and conditions connected to what we call our price beat. So if you are going to price beat us, I suggest you go over to the website and check out what those terms and conditions are. If you'd like in the future to receive bulletins from us about new products, then if you go to the website, at the top of every page, there's a piece of script that says newsletter sign up. Click on there. Within seconds, you'll be in business. In future, you'll receive our bulletins. If you prefer having to get your information videographically, that is to say in this form, we'd be simply delighted if you want to become a subscriber to our YouTube channel, and you can do that by clicking on the link below. Finally, I'd like to make a play for our fabulous little shop here at Motor Legends. We are based about a mile from the centre of Guildford, a mile from the railway station. And as I've suggested, it's a small shop. It has a small footprint, but it's attached to our warehouse where we have more than £4 million worth of motorcycle apparel arranged over 3 floors. Technically, that makes this the second largest motorcycle shop in the country, but we think that we are far more than just the amount of merchandise we have here in the building. We're all about service, we're all about personal fitting. Check us out if you want on Trustpilot. We have the highest 5-star ranking in the business. And when you come to see us, we'll serve you only the finest Italian illy coffee, or we'll serve you proper Yorkshire tea in a proper teapot. And who knows, if you're lucky, you might even get to sample one of our delicious motorcycle-shaped shortbread biscuits. Anyway, this has been Chris. I hope to talk to you again soon.